Hi, this is Greg with Engaging Teacher. I'm starting a new TPT store, and guiding me through the process will be Rebecca. She started her TPT store over 5 years ago and has agreed to answer my questions and share her experiences running an online business. So I've heard of Tailwind. Can you explain what that is and what it does?
Sure. So you've been making all of your pins and you've been pinning them onto Pinterest manually.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can do it, they have it where you can do 1 at a time or 10 at a time, and you can schedule them out. And so that is totally fine. That's a great way to do it. But Tailwind is a program, and what they do is they schedule out all of your pins for you over a period of time. So theoretically, you could make pins for the whole year and in one big sit down, create them all, schedule them all, and then you're done for the year.
Okay.
For a year, is that really going to happen? Probably not.
No.
But at least you can get a couple months out because we're all busy, we have things to do, and this is something that you can definitely batch out.
Okay.
So to sign up for Tailwind, now it is something that does cost money. They have a free version, and that's what we're going to do for you here. If you really want to take advantage of it, though, we'll look at the plan so that you can see all of the options that you have available.
Okay.
All right. So when you come to, it's tailwindapp.com, not just tailwind.com, so keep that in mind. And we are going to sign up using your Pinterest account. And here is our free trial that we're going to do. Look how happy she is.
Must be great.
And she, when you go through here, it's going to say, hey, we're going to connect to all of your boards from Pinterest because you want to give them permission to post from this website to Pinterest.
Okay.
Okay. At some point, and we'll talk about this later, you can also connect to Instagram because they do have that capability as well.
All right.
Okay. But right now, it says you're logged in as Engaging Teacher. Do you want to give access to Tailwind? Yes, you do. All right. So now it's going to ask us just for your first name, and then we'll create a password. So now it's asking, what type of business are you? Are you a blogger? So this would be if you were, the sole purpose of your website was for you to blog, to have people come to basically look at your content so that they would see the ads, and that's where you would make the revenue. Okay. Or if you had, I guess, I think that's the main idea.
All right.
Then if you have some sort of shop, and this is us.
Right.
You're not a service provider. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, so basically anybody on TPT, that's probably us.
Yep. We don't have a brick and mortar store. We're not marketing a client, and you're not an influencer.
I'm not.
No. So let's go ahead and complete your account. Oh, we got to select one. Oh, superpowers. Look at that.
Ooh.
All right. So welcome to Tailwind. Finish your first post in 5 minutes. We need to create new designs. All right, so Tailwind Create is a fairly new thing in Tailwind where you can actually create your pins right here, so you don't have to use PowerPoint or Canva or Photoshop or whatever you use. You can do it right in here, and it's a fairly robust tool. Okay. I'm going to show you how to kind of walk through that as well.
All right.
And make sure that you read all of these things and that you agree with them, and then you have to check the box and then hit accept. And it's nice because it walks you through the whole process with these pop-ups.
All right.
So the first thing that it says is to choose a photo to use in your design. So you can use one from a URL. So if you have one of your photos from a website, you can put it in there, or a blog post.
Okay.
Or you can upload photos from your computer if you have photos that you already like to use. They do have a recommended size, and they also have the option for stock photos. So let's say we wanted to do Pinterest, see if they have anything for that. So they do. They actually have a couple of things. You can see some of these are free,
And it says it right on there. Okay.
And then some of them do have a cost to them as well. So let's select this one. And let's do this one.
Oh, wow.
And let's do this one. Yep, so it will immediately put the photo or photos into a template. Now this tool will allow you to play with the template and make it look how you want it to look.
Okay. And this is all in Tailwind Create.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so that was photos. And again, if you have any of your own photos from your computer, you could just upload them.
Okay.
Okay, so now this is the text that will be in your pin. So it says type it how you would like it to appear. You can add a subtitle or a call to action by doing this add text button down here. So let's just do look at my awesome pin. And we'll tell them that we got it.
Oh yeah.
So now it puts it right in there for you. Let's do a call to action. We can do read more. And then if you want even another one, you can do a subtitle depending on how much text you want on your pin.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do, oh no, we won't do anything for right now. Now your color palettes, this is kind of a neat thing. They will initially take the color palette from some of the photos. So you can see here image main colors. So the first image has those colors are the main colors, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
You've got recently used up here, but then they have a phenomenal amount of choices in here.
Okay.
Okay, and they've already kind of curated them for you. So they have light and bright, tonal neutral, sophisticated. So if you have, if these colors work for you for whatever you're doing, then it's quickly and easily done.
So with that many choices, if it's overwhelming, what would you suggest as far as starting with a color palette? What would you think about for me and my pins?
So for you, you're kind of mostly like blacks and grays. So you might want to go with this one, Stormy Night. And then we can just add colors to it and edit it as we see fit. And then what we'll do here is we'll just bookmark it, and then we will save it as your brand so it will show up for you.
Okay, so basically since I already have like logos and stuff that are specific colors, you went and found a color palette that's pretty close to my logo, and then we're going to start with that, kind of branding me with those colors.
Yep, and then for here in branding, you actually have some options to add in, like your website. So let's type your website name. And you can add a logo if you would like to add that as well. And that's just the picture that you'll be saving from your computer.
Okay.
Okay. If you look up at the top, you've got some options up here. If we go to brand settings, you can upload, and I'm not sure if you can do it in the free version, but you can definitely do it in the paid version. You can put in your actual colors. So if you have very specific branding colors, you can put them into here and it will save it for you.
Oh, okay.
You can also upload, it must be in the paid version, upload your own font. So if you have a font that you use that's not one of the fonts that they have, you can upload it so that you have the same look across every single pin.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Now here's your fonts. You can select your title font. And if you look, I'm just going to kind of scroll through really quickly.
Yeah, tons of them.
There's so many options. Oh, here's the option right here to upload custom fonts.
So that's even in the free. Okay.
Maybe. Let's see. I'm going to say I'm not 100% sure. We'll try it later on.
Okay.
Okay. When you are doing your fonts, please keep in mind that these should be legible on a phone. So while this is super fun and yes, it's awesome, is anybody going to be able to read this cursive font? You want it to be something that's neat, and clean and easy to read, and something that will work across lots of different pens.
Okay.
Nothing too light, nothing too bold. You want it to be just right. Exactly. I like to go with kind of a sans serif, so that means it doesn't have any of the little flippy things on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can look through and we'll find one that works for us. Let's just pick this one for right now. And if we don't like it later on, you can always change it.
All right.
Okay. I don't know. We won't pick that right now. So let's go back over to the design gallery. So we have where they've already started it for us. Now here across the top, you can see you can have an Instagram feed, an Instagram story, a pin, a Facebook post. It will create all of these things for you.
Okay.
So that's pretty nice. I'll tell them that we got it. Thank you. Here you can have all the photos that you chose. So how many did we pick? 3. So you can have it where it's any number of photos, 1, multiple photos, no photos, which I like a lot too, because then it'll say something. It'll just have the title and then a design.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Still a lot of different variety.
There sure is. One photo tends to be the easiest on the eye because it's not giving you too much to look at.
Okay.
Okay. Now over here they have a category, and so you can have based on whatever the content is. Are you selling a product? Or you have a blog post? Is it a how-to? Is it just a quote? And then all of these will give you a different setup or a different feel for the templates that they are doing. You can see there's even one for education. Where to go? Industry education. So it's really just the way that it sets it up.
Okay.
If you leave it without, I don't know how to get back out of it now, but look how many there are.
Wow.
So that's one thing, is you can go into overload looking at them. So you have to be a little bit decisive
Okay.
about what it is that you're looking for. Now, some things to keep in mind. So let's say you really like this, but you don't like the way that it's set up. There's a few things you can do. You can shuffle the colors, which is the brand colors that you have chosen. It will shuffle through them. So let's just choose one that's a little more distinctive for purposes here. Here, this is distinctive.
Yeah.
So you can see
yeah.
it will shuffle through all of them.
Okay.
One thing I would recommend is don't get too sold on having everything match your brand colors, because this bright pink might catch somebody's attention that your black might not.
Okay.
And is it hurting anything? Like, are people recognizing you like they would recognize Coca-Cola or Nike?
They're not?
They're not.
Okay.
So at this point, you might want to appeal to gathering the most attention that you possibly can.
Okay. And I can always experiment with that, right?
Absolutely, yep. And then if you find that this particular pin, because you'll create a code that will tell you who's coming because of this pin. If you find that it's not working, then fine. But you tried it.
Okay.
Yep. You never know. All right, so let's say we like this yellow one. But now you don't really like the layout. You can click Shuffle Layout, and it will move stuff around for you. Okay? And then maybe you wanted a different photo. You can go through, and it will put the photos in there for you.
Okay.
Okay? Now let's say you like this, but you just want this to be bigger. You don't like Engaging Teacher up there. You do have the ability to edit it completely. So if you click Edit, when you come down in here, you can click on the different pieces. You can move them around.
Oh, okay.
So if you want it up here instead, if you want this to be bigger or smaller, but then look, they are all individual pieces.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. Oftentimes what I will do is the font size. It tends to be a little small in my opinion.
All right.
Or maybe I want it centered. And it's not. So, or you can come in here and add, like they have some elements. So if you wanted a shape to be behind here, let's say you wanted that to be white, you can come change the color or lighter and then send it to the back.
Okay.
So
that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, you do have a lot of options here. So one thing is let's say we loved this and we hit save and go back. It's not going to save it as one of your choices until you go in and say, this is the one I want by selecting it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I haven't actually chosen any pins at this point.
Nope.
All right.
So let's say we like this one, we would hit select. And you can see down here, you have one selected. And then you can review the designs. Yeah, we got it. That you have chosen. Now, if you want to see what the other post types would look like, this is what it would look like as an Instagram story, as Facebook.
Okay.
So it does it all for you.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have the option to, let's see, if you want to change the colors, you can still do that in here as well.
Okay, so you can still edit until it actually posts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So, and then you would go through and it lets you pick up to 5.
Okay, where does it go? How do I know I picked it? So say I put that one as saved, and then I go back and start messing with another one. Where do I get to see all of them again?
So if you look down here, it says one selected, review
designs. Oh, it
designs.
just stays right there. Okay.
Yep, sure does. Let's say we want to go back, and let's say you really like this one, but maybe you want this part to be red, and this part, because now we're working with your colors. And this part white. Is that white? There we go, close enough. All right, and maybe now you want this to be black. So
okay,
totally kind of editable. Now you don't like it, you're like, okay, get rid of it.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's go into the designs that you've done. And this is obviously not something that we're going to post, but if you were, you've got a couple of different things. If you want to add this to your blog post, you want to make sure that you download it so that you have this picture saved into your computer so that you can add it to your blog post.
Okay.
And then if you want to schedule it, let's just go ahead and pretend. You would hit schedule, and then it will take you over here to, yeah, we love the Chrome extension. I guess they're going to make us do it. Okay. So now this is where you actually come in and you're scheduling your pins, and it's going to walk you through all of the things. So this is just a demonstration pin. It's not going to be put in your account, but this is how Tailwind works. So we started out, we signed up for Tailwind, we went into Tailwind Create, which is a separate part of Tailwind, and we created our pin.
Okay.
You don't have to use Create.
Okay.
So you can make your pins wherever you want.
All right.
So now, go into your boards. We're going to go into your boards, and let's say it is Engaging Teacher Blog, and then that's where the pin description would go. And then here you would make sure, be sure, because they put the HTTP in.
Oh, okay. So make sure you don't put it in twice.
Make sure you don't put it in twice. Yeah. Not that I've done that. All right. And then it will automatically schedule it at the best time. You can also choose the time that it schedules as well.
Okay.
And then when you're ready, you just click Add to Queue. And then it puts it over here. This is your schedule of all of the pins that are coming out. So today, that demo pin that we just did will be scheduled to post on your Pinterest at whatever time this is.
Okay.
2:29 Mountain Standard Time. Okay. But now if you want to add another one, then you can come in here and click it, or you can make a whole bunch of them at one time.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And there I can see where you can just keep adding and adding and adding.
So in Tailwind, let's take a look. We'll just kind of walk through their introductory thing because I think it's pretty comprehensive.
Okay.
Okay. So it says your schedule sets the days and times when pins on your queue will be posted. Adding a pin to your queue places it in the next available time slot. We've already created a starting schedule for you based on your most optimal times to pin, which is, I think, really very helpful because it kind of gauges when your audience is online and when they are more likely to see it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we're ready to head off to the wild. So they have a video guide. You can set your own pinning schedule, and then you can look at analytics, which we will do later on.
Okay.
All right. So now, if we come back in here, now we can see our drafts. This is the one that we created in Tailwind Create, and we would walk through that whole process again. So now it wants us, hey, buy this. No, thank you. Not right now. So you would come in here, you would type your board name wherever it's going to go, enter your description, and then you can add it to communities, which we'll talk about later. You can also share it to Facebook. And then here is the scheduling custom time. So let's say you wanted it to go out tomorrow at a certain time. You could certainly set it for that.
Okay.
Okay. Or if you just add it to queue, it'll go into the next available time slot. Oh, but we don't want to do that. Never mind. Oh, we don't like this one. Let's delete it. Am I sure? Yeah. It's really not your style.
All right.
All right. Does that help with Tailwind?
Absolutely. Yeah, I didn't know I could actually make pins in there, and it looks like I could do a lot of them at one time, so I can do a mixture of pins I've created specifically and then something, for a product or whatever that will look very similar.
Yep.
I like it.
And then, so just so we can talk a little bit about the price. So right now, you're in the free. So that's one Pinterest profile, one Instagram profile, 20 posts per month, which isn't a lot, 20 post designs per month. So, okay. I mean, but it's free. You can have 5 communities. Oh, you do get a Smart Bio custom link. That's nice. So you can put that in your Instagram account to link to it. You get basic analytics, and it's 1 user. Pro is $10 a month, and you get all of these things. $20 a month, and then if you're really fancy, $40 a month. So at least to start out and try it and see if it'll work for you.
If
it's
it makes
free.
a difference, yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
And all right, looks like you can pay annual or monthly. Okay. So you wouldn't recommend doing the $10, $19 so you know you're making some money off of it.
And you know it's a tool that's going to work for you.
Right,
Absolutely. This is the dashboard, which we will go over in another video.
Okay.
This is communities. This is your publisher, which is what we were looking at. And you can see what's scheduled, what's published, what your schedule is. So here, all the green ones are the ones that they have scheduled you for. Then they have some suggested time slots that you can add in so that you can have pins go out at these different times.
Okay.
Okay. Here's Tailwind Create, so if you want to get back into it. Sometimes it's not the fastest.
Yeah. And so when the scheduler was up and it had those recommended, it looked like it only had about 3 per day. Is that a good number to start with?
Just to start, yeah. But eventually you'll want to have more.
Okay.
Yep. All right. And then, so this is Tailwind Create that we were just in. And then Insights will be kind of your analytics, kind of how your boards are doing on Pinterest.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of information.
And there's so much more.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.